Hello and welcome back to Not Just Buildings. Now, you might be wondering, do I have the right podcast? What on earth is Not Just Buildings? Well, listener, I'm pleased to tell you that we have renamed Chamber Vibes to something that more accurately reflects the purpose of this podcast, which is to tell the stories of businesses, nonprofits, and institutions in the area of Bedford, Virginia, which we do by talking to the real local people working behind the scenes. Plus, the new name is pretty catchy, and it's inspired by longtime chamber and board member Bill Moss, who always says that businesses aren't just buildings, they're people. Thank you, Bill, for your years of service to our chamber and business community. We appreciate you. Anyway, thanks so much for sticking with us as we grow, and if you're new to the podcast, we're glad to have you join us as we kick off 2026. Now, for our official introduction, welcome to Not Just Buildings, where we interview the local people behind businesses, nonprofits, and institutions in the area of Bedford, Virginia. My name is Foster Garrett, and I am the Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce, which is a membership organization whose mission is to serve as a catalyst for local business success, a convener of regional leadership, and a champion for a vibrant and resilient economy. However, before we get to the interview, I would like to highlight some of our upcoming programming and events. We offer a little bit of everything for everyone, so I encourage you to stick around to learn more about what's next. But if you want to just jump straight to today's interview, no worries. You can find all of our programming on bedfordareachamber.com, and I'll drop our phone number at the end of this episode, so make sure to listen all the way through. I've been telling you for weeks about In With the New, our annual kickoff event that we use to start off the new year on the right foot. And it's finally here. So we will be at the Bedford Area Welcome Center tomorrow, Thursday, February 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. You don't have to be a chamber member to attend. It is free and open to the public. You don't have to register. You can come by for 5 minutes or the full 2 hours, whatever floats your boat. But we'll have free refreshments. We'll have a mega grand raffle. Some of our newest chamber members will have tables set up, and they'll have some information about what it is that they do, and they might have some raffles themselves. But it's a great way to come together, both as a business community and just as a community in general, to network and socialize and just enjoy each other's company, and again, kick off 2026 in style all together. But I'm super excited for that. We have a lot of different new members that'll be joining us, and the Bedford Area Welcome Center is home to the Bedford County Tourism Team. So we are co-partnering with them for this event. They'll have their Plinko board, so you can win all sorts of prizes with them. There's a lot of fun stuff going on, and I highly recommend coming by and bringing your business cards, because this is the perfect way to meet and reconnect with a lot of different people working and living right here in the Bedford area. So I hope to see you very, very soon. But if you're not able to be there, we have lots of other things going on this spring. I'm trying to think of the first thing other than tomorrow's event is the Career and Technical Education Expo, which is happening on Wednesday, March 18th from 9:30 to 3 o'clock at Susie G. Gibson Science and Technology Center. I am super pumped about this event. We have been planning this for months, and it is one of our largest, most complicated events because there's a lot of moving parts, and it's a big event with a big purpose. So we've partnered with Bedford County Public Schools since 2017 to organize this event for the benefits of our middle schoolers. So all of the 8th graders in Bedford County Public Schools, which there's around 700 of them, will be coming to Susie Gibson that day to go through different stations that are organized by teachers at Susie Gibson and at the high schools and by professionals right here in our community. So the purpose of this event is to show students all the different avenues to success right here in their local community, and to demonstrate the different classes at their schools that could be really beneficial for them as they go into the workforce and into their future. If you didn't know, Bedford County Public Schools actually has over 60 different CTE classes offered at their base schools. That's not including the 15 different programs at Susie Gibson that end up with a certification in HVAC or construction or nursing. And this is really incredible because it's a great asset for our community. It's a great way for students to find something that they're passionate about, get a jump start on their career, and for students who maybe aren't bound for a 4-year college, or maybe it's not an option or even the best choice. This is a great way for them to get additional training and get ahead without having to pay any additional dollars. So I'm super excited to put on this event. If you're a business that wants to participate, please reach out to me by the end of this week. I'm trying to get all of our logistical information hammered away so we can go ahead and get moving on some of the other things. But I'm super excited for this. It's a great way if you've been trying to get involved with the schools or students to kind of get in the door with them and meet some of the teachers, learn about some of the classes, what are students learning, what are some things that they need, whether it be some additional information or additional training, or even some donations for equipment for their classrooms. There's a lot of different cool things happening with Bedford County Public Schools, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Beyond that, we have lots of different things coming up this spring. We have our spring job fair. We have 2 smart networking events. One is happening March 31st, and the topic is recruitment, retention, and talent development. We have another one that's all things marketing in May. I actually talked about that last week with Leah Jones from Confident Equipment, who is actually going to be on the panel for that. But we have so much that you can participate in, whether you're a chamber member or not. I really recommend going on bedfordareachamber.com and checking out everything that we have listed there. And you're always welcome to reach out with questions. The chamber would love to hear from you, whether you're a chamber member, a community member, or just a listener who enjoys this podcast. But that's enough from me. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's guest, Michelle King with King's Rental Club.
Thank you, Foster. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me today. I always appreciate my last minute guests. You guys are the MVPs.
Thank you.
And this is your first time doing something like this.
This is. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm sure I'll relax. As I told you, I really have not been on videos. I'm on videos quite frequently promoting our business, and it has been out of my comfort zone. And behind the recording very often is a 12-year-old, and she is so wonderful. She coaches me. She offers wonderful constructive criticism in a loving way, and we both have our bouts of nervous laughter, and it's a good time. But this is something I really believe in doing. It's a great way to get the word out there, and Roger could not be with me today to do it, so here I am.
He was telling me on the phone yesterday that he owes you a steak dinner for doing this for him.
Yeah, and I told him life is short and we should live for today, so we'll do that this weekend.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, I'm very excited to have you on here. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't done this sooner because your business is so interesting. And I've said that since the very first time I saw a Facebook post about it. I actually had some board members send it to me and say, have you seen this new business in town? This is an awesome concept. So I'm super excited to talk about it in depth with you today. But before we kind of get into it, can you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then about your business?
Sure. I'm Michelle King. My husband, Roger King, started this business. We've been married coming up 33 years.
Wow.
We have 3
Congratulations.
children. Yes, thank you. And our oldest is 24. And then we have a 22-year-old who's about to graduate from LU, both LU students, and a 12-year-old, and she's amazing. And all 3 of them are amazing, but she really has a hands-on part right now of the media aspect of this helping us. I think this next generation, they're just so comfortable with it. It's just a part of, everyday life for them. But all 3 of them are actively involved in helping us run this business, and I love it. And Roger, he works full-time during the day until he can one day take this over. So he joins me in the afternoon, and we stay connected throughout the day doing this. But we've been married for 33 years almost, and 3 great kids. We've been in Bedford for about 16 years.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in Amherst County. We moved back to the area maybe about 22 years ago. Met when Roger was in the Air Force, so he's a veteran. We love our veterans out there. And we just love this community. It almost feels like it really does like a Hallmark community.
Yeah.
It just kind of looks like a Hallmark community when I'm driving through town, and I just love it. And I'm excited about the businesses coming here. And I'm excited that we're a business owners that have opened up in town. It's just a great place.
Absolutely. Hallmark Community is a new one, but you're right though,
Mhm.
because when you're driving through town and you can see the mountains in the distance, it doesn't feel real. And then when you walk around, people like wave at you and smile at you and talk to you.
They're very friendly.
They're very friendly.
And it's clean, it's beautiful, all the
Mhm.
revitalizing. I love it.
I love it too. It's a great place to live and a great place to work too. And I think it's wonderful having family owned businesses like yours. Because as you've been talking about your family coming together and everybody has their own little part of it, I think that's so amazing. And I think that speaks to like just the type of environment that Bedford fosters that gives people the ability to go out and try different business ideas and
Mhm.
work together. And not every family can work together for this. So it takes very special people to collaborate with each other and do business together too.
Well, thank you. Well, we want to keep it healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate their help and their input and all that they contribute. But at the same time, they have their own natural bents and things they're drawn
Mm-hmm.
to. So they need to branch their wings out there and seek what they have for their future. If it's not tools and tool rentals, but they definitely are a big part of
Yeah,
helping it get off to a successful start.
that's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about King's Rental Club, how you came up with the idea, what it is that you do, all the things.
Okay, so for years, wherever we've lived, the garage is full. It's just, there's never really much room to pull in the garage. And Roger has said for years, wouldn't it be nice if there was some kind of business out there, a tool rental business that's like your favorite neighbor? Instead of borrowing things from your neighbor, you'd go and just get whatever tools you need. And he was like, what if it was like a membership where you could join and then have access to a certain amount of tools for free, like you just check them
Mm-hmm.
out, and then rentals too. So for years he talked about this. And every, like I said, every place we move, we can't pull into the garage. So then he just brings up the topic quite regularly. And now I hear wives call in and say, I said to my husband, what if we just let someone else maintain the tools and then we kept our garage clean? And I said, actually, that's the concept.
Yeah.
That's where it all began. So, when the opportunity presented itself about 3 years ago, and we've really been gotten the word out there and we've been growing for about 2 years. Roger said, hey, I just think this would be a great opportunity. Let's give it a shot. So that's where the idea came from. And we've met so many great people, contractors, DIYers, homeowners, and just different people in the community. Sometimes they'll just stop by for something that broke because they'll say, well, I actually have all the tools I need, but
Mm-hmm.
this broke and I just need to, replace this today for a project. And others are saying to me, things aren't made as well anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather have someone else maintain them and then I can just bring it back. And so that works well too. And that's true. Things aren't made the way they used to be made. And I think that's also a benefit to your homeowner who just doesn't want to have to replace things regularly.
Yeah, especially if you're only using things for a couple projects, like couple times a year,
Right.
and they all just start to stack up. That's such a cool idea.
Thank you. Yeah, it does start to stack up if you have a tile saw and a log splitter and
Mm,
a concrete saw. Now I know the guys love having extra tools. I mean, there's some who just they're going to go get the greatest, latest tool. It's same with people who are real techie, have to have the latest phone or
mm-hmm.
laptop or whatever. But yeah, this works for anyone really. So, and it does keep their areas clean, which when I walk in someone's workshop that's all organized or my parents' garage that you can actually park in, what a breath of fresh air.
Seriously.
Yeah. So we can offer that too.
And you guys have a lot of different tools and equipment. It's everything. I mean, I've been to the shop. I've seen some of the things you have, but it's everything from like a handsaw to like a giant ladder and all these different things. Like, do you want to talk about some of the things that you offer?
Yeah. So we have everything from a hammer to a skid steer. And Well, I'll just say if you go on our website, which is
Mm-hmm.
kingsrental.com, you're going to see two prices. And there's a non-member price, which is just a straight rental price. And then there's a member price. And some things for the member price, you'll see the word free. And that's they can come in and they
Mm-hmm.
want to check out something for a project that, they just can check it out as members. So there's no pressure from us. They just decide what works best for them. But they can come in and get skid steers, trenchers, concrete mixers, jumping jack and plate tampers. We have mini excavators.
Oh, wow.
We have dingoes, like the small stand behind equipment. We have trailers, demolition hammers. We have tillers and towel saws, all that good stuff. So, and that's just some of it, but most everything is on our website if someone's planning a job and they want to know if we have it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a calendar on there with absolutely every product.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they can plan ahead if they know they're going to need something or, want to make sure something's not reserved when they're ready for it. And always call because we tell people we'll answer our phone day and night. And on the weekends, we have that luxury as small business owners. And so if we can't pick up right then, we'll always call back. But unfortunately, emergencies and job planning typically happens after hours and on the weekends. So it's not realistic to think that someone could call just between 8 and 5.
Yeah.
So if there's something that someone is looking for on the website and they don't see it, still give us a call because there's still more to add. We're adding products every single week.
That's awesome. You guys have grown so much, because you've moved locations too recently too.
We did. We moved next door. It gave us a little more parking.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still, we probably could use more space just because if someone comes in with a truck and a trailer,
Oh, yeah.
they're going to need more space, right? But it definitely gave us more outdoor parking, a little less warehouse space, but then more office space. It just worked out great. And we love where we are. We love where we were. We have great businesses around us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really a good location. If anyone wanted to come by and see, what there is there to offer, what we have and what they might need for a project, they're welcome to come by at any time too.
Yeah, and your office space is really nice too. I think when people look at the outside, they're like, oh, they have a lot of cool stuff. Let me just go check it out. And then you walk in, you're like, oh, this is very nice.
Thank you.
And I love that you guys have such a strong customer service aspect to your business. Because you have, I think it's just such a cool, small business idea, from the idea to growing to having the family involved and then just servicing all these different types of people. And I think it's really helpful for people that have maybe landscaping businesses or contractors, but maybe they're just starting out, or maybe they don't have the space or a physical location to store everything. I think it really makes or breaks their business. And when I came in December and got a membership from my father, one of the first questions I asked you was, can you work with somebody that is not very good with the internet and only wants to pay cash? And you were like, Foster, think of who our clients are. Our clients are primarily men who use flip phones. And I was like, that is my dad. He has a flip phone. And I told him the other day, I said, when are you going to go down there? And he's like, I'm waiting for it to warm up some, but I'll go down there soon. I was like, okay. But I'm sure that you guys are very busy during the spring and summertime.
Absolutely. And it's been so cold. So
yes.
That definitely impacted the amount of traffic we had. Then we had that ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
So the big equipment went out for the ice storm. And now as it's warming up, people want to get back to work. So, and it's interesting the seasonal things we're seeing too. When it was freezing and pipes were either bursting and there were a lot of leaks. So we have commercial dehumidifiers. They went out.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
we also had requests for long drain snakes and cameras to inspect pipes. And we didn't have that at the time, but that is coming. just because we've seen there's just such a demand for it. Usually, if we get a request multiple times for something, we'll go ahead and add it. So that was something that, we'd never gotten a request for. And then all of a sudden, over like 2 or 3 weeks, we probably had 6 requests.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, and then I want your dad to come in because I want to talk with him. We have, some people prefer their flip phones. Others will have a smartphone, but they would rather come in and take care of something at our kiosk. A lot of men will tell me, "Hey, my wife handles the computer stuff. I don't even get on the internet." So then they'll come by and
what a life.
Perfectly. I know, right? Such bliss.
Seriously.
Such peace in that. But we work with everyone. We don't expect people to just go online and reserve. And sometimes you just want to pick up the phone and talk to someone. And then I think it builds confidence in having a live person to talk to.
Absolutely.
So we definitely understand that, we're working with people from all walks of life. Like you said, some people are just getting started. Or they might have their main equipment, but then they may take on a job and they need a demolition hammer or a concrete saw, but they're only using that a few times out of the season. It's a great time to just call us and say, "Hey, I need to run by and get a demolition hammer. What can you do for me today?" And so, did I cover everything you just mentioned?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have memberships that are available as gifts, as you noticed and or took advantage of for your dad. And we want people. This is what we want. We want you to take advantage of that. If you have a membership, it's $99 a year, and it's optional, like I said. But it gives you access to over 200 tools at no additional charge, and then 15 to 25% off of all rentals.
Wow.
So you can really save a lot on a project if you're doing a DIY. And some people want to just come and, like knock out a tile project for the weekend. Or, if you realize you have access to all these tools, you're looking around at rooms in your house. What could I improve here?
What can I do now?
Yes, absolutely. So that's kind of how we're structured. And then, we have mini excavators and skid steers and things like that. Put rocks in your flower bed this spring. Don't think you have to just go with mulch again because you don't want to have to use a shovel or something like that. You have the equipment and we do deliveries too. There's a fee for delivery,
nice.
but they can absolutely call and give us the address and we can quote delivery and drop it off and pick it back up. And if you need a short tutorial on how to operate equipment, obviously we're not going to
just leave you there with it.
Yeah. So Roger's a great teacher. He's really good at just calmly instructing and
I could see that.
Yeah. That's a gift of his.
That's awesome.
He's an engineer by trade, and but he loves fixing and working with things and making them better. As he always says, I like to make things go bigger and better. And when he is there, he's like, I just have to do something with my hands. So
he's an engineer through and through.
Totally. So that's really, it has enhanced the engineering aspect of it because he gets over there and he's like, this tool would be really great. And if we modified it, now we're not renting out modified tools, but we do make recommendations of how things would work. People will call up and say, "Hey, do you have this particular tool?" Or "This is what I'm working on." And he might say, "Hey, have you thought of these other options? These are other things you could do."
Oh, that's really nice.
And then he'll get a text later like, "That was brilliant. That was really helpful."
I love that.
It's fun.
I'm sure you've met a lot of cool people through this work too.
We have met wonderful people. I've met wives that either want to start doing something that maybe they hadn't considered before, or they want something done at home and they're working on that honey-do list.
Yep.
And they are, coming in to find out what we have. We have single moms that come in and they are looking for, certain tools for things that they're working on. We've had young contractors and seasoned contractors and, your DIYers, your handymen, all kinds of people. But there's so many great people in this community. And they're so sincere and so fun to talk to. And that was part of Roger's vision. He said, I really want to get to know people.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to help people. I want to be a light and I want to make a difference. And so when they come in, we genuinely are invested in hearing their stories and hearing about their lives. And honestly, if I get a call or a text from someone that's called me, or Roger does this too, we'll save them in our phone as like, I don't know, like Johnny Skid Steer Big Island, like, like some different little names, or someone, a grandfather, camper, like a grandfather that's
awesome.
working on a camper for his grandchildren, because we want to remember and we want them to know, like instantly that will spark a memory, a conversation. And it's fun to pick up where we left off.
Absolutely. What are some of the most interesting projects that people have come to you working on?
Gosh,
I know I love putting people on the spot to think about the people that they work with, because there's always one anecdote that I'm like, God, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. Gosh, right off the bat, on the spot a little bit, I just think it's interesting seeing the enthusiasm that people have when they come in and they're like, I want to put in a small pond or change my landscaping or refinish my basement. Or one guy, he said his I think his son-in-law was going to be deployed, and so he said, I'm just fixing up a camper that's our travel camper, but for my daughter and the grandchildren, just for a couple of months. And so just hearing like what they're doing and trenching and running lines. I mean, electrical is kind of important for that.
Work,
Plumbing's right. And plumbing's important. And then just honestly, some of the things people come in and talk about, I mean, I knew these projects had to be done, but maybe I never really considered how or that anything other than they were just there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I'm making sense.
No, you're making sense. I have a lot of friends that work for the Bedford Regional Water Authority, and I had no idea anything that the BRWA did until they started working there. And now it's like I will be driving down the highway and all of a sudden I see like a station where I know that they pump water to a whole community. I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like it's when that, like I told you, I think before we started, I love this podcast because I get to learn so much about different people doing things in this area, things I had no idea even existed or that were happening. And now I see things as I have my life here, and I'm like, oh, wow, these are all the things that kind of come together to make our community what it is. And I think it's so meaningful to be living in a small town, especially post-COVID, and getting to speak with people and just like having random conversations, because I think it brings us all together. It makes us feel like we have a sense of camaraderie.
Absolutely.
Like we are neighbors. And I think it's so amazing that at the start of your business idea, you wanted to be the neighbor that people could turn to, and you have become that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, we try to be that favorite neighbor and have those things. And sometimes if someone calls and we don't have it, like I said, we'll add it to a list or we'll brainstorm. Other times, if we can add something quickly, we will. Couple of things that are coming up to help people with their projects would be a lift. Are you familiar with the lifts to get you up to there to high windows, higher, second stories.
Like in the bucket?
Like a pull behind that, you can get in a bucket. Well, we didn't have that because our insurance company wouldn't allow us to carry them. They just gave us the green light.
Yay.
And so because we couldn't have one, we rented one because we needed,
really?
wind had done a number on our flashing at our house. And so Roger said, let's just rent one. Well, I saw how versatile that thing is. You can move it around and wow, and clean at the same time, clean your windows. And so someone called me the other day and she was like, hey, do you have 2 40-foot ladders? Because we need to do some work on our flashing from the wind and our shingles. And I said, well, we just had to rent one. We're going to be getting one very soon. But ladders are a great way to die.
Yes, they are.
You can die so quickly on a ladder, and not a 40-foot ladder, like a 12-foot ladder, or even probably much smaller if you're going to fall on your head or fall the right way. So I love that we can help people do things more safely
Mm-hmm.
and work with them. And then a stump grinder, lots of down trees this year, people just cutting trees down. That's really going to be a handy thing for people to have. And I wanted to mention too, we also have an option. We don't hound people to get things to us like during business hours.
Mm-hmm.
We have a drop box
Oh,
right
that's really
outside.
nice.
It is nice, right outside of our porch. And we have it where people can pick up or drop off before or after hours so that they can stay on their job or be at their job site or work on something, with according to their work hours. And then just send us a text. And we have a camera on the box so we know, we can maintain that everything is safe and secure. But that way it helps people not feel like they're rushing somewhere by 5 o'clock. So I did want to mention that. We try to set ourselves apart in that when you mention the customer service, that we're taking into account these are real people with real lives, and we're all trying to fit a lot into our days, right? And so if we could get a little bit of a break from running places, we want to help people have that bit of a break. So we'll also work with you. If a product is in and you need to rent it, let's say for Thursday, whatever day, if you reach out to us, we'll have it available for you to pick up the evening before.
Perfect.
So that you have it for the whole day.
That's awesome. You guys are so accommodating.
Thank you. Well, we want to be able to do that. And
Yeah.
Customer service is what sets us apart. I think customer service is something that's dying. There's so many businesses that could be made so much better if the customer really, it used to be that what this old saying was, the customer's always right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not anymore. But I just don't see that often anymore.
Yeah.
But we really want to put the customer first.
I feel like the businesses that really thrive in this area are the types that, like, they always guarantee you're always going to, like, you're going to talk to a real person when you call the phone. If you come in, we're going to take care of you. Like, we're going to go the extra lengths to make sure that you're able to do what you want to do and that you'll keep coming back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes if I have to go run and make a delivery or run out, I'll have a sign on the door with my phone number. I'm never more than a couple of minutes away. So if someone just randomly stops by, if I happen to not be there, call that number. I'm literally going to be right around the corner. So we want people to know that we're there. We're very often there on Sundays after church when people are dropping things off, or we're making pickups from the weekend deliveries. And we're there often on Saturdays. And if sometimes we'll get a call at like 6:30 in the morning. Someone is wanting to do something, and we'll just meet them there if they need to come earlier. So we try to be as accommodating and as flexible as we can.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
I know that something else that you guys have been dabbling in is tool consignment. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'll talk a little bit about that. So I have found that the majority of our time is going towards the rental aspect of the business, and it's way more involved than I ever thought it was. So, and I didn't think that I would be so hands-on with it, or like I said, the face of a lot of those videos where I told Roger, the credibility is going to come from the guy with the idea, the dream. This is your dream. Let's get you doing this. So I wouldn't say he's real comfortable in front of the camera.
He'll get there.
I think it has helped, definitely.
Yeah.
But the tool consignment aspect, we haven't really had much consignment. What we have had is a lot of people are downsizing.
Interesting.
And as they're either moving or aging, and they don't need all the tools, or they'll offer them to their kids, and then their grown kids just don't really have a need for it.
Yeah.
They're probably wanting clean garages too, right? So they'll call us and we can just come in and buy it out, and then we will sell it from there. So
that's awesome.
That's an option too that we do offer, absolutely. And our signs out there, King's Tool Consignment. We have some things on the website, toolresale.com. but I haven't been as diligent about updating that because we've focused so much on the rental side of things. But that is definitely something we've actively done. So if someone is downsizing, they are more than welcome to call us and have us come by and we've cleaned out, like, if we offer to do it, we're pretty good about cleaning out unless they don't want us to, the space. We leave it cleaned out. If
That's
what
awesome.
they want. Yeah. So thank you. Yes, you're
Yeah,
right. That's
I
something else we've
just wanted to
offered.
touch on it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Michelle, is there anything else that you want to add? This has been an awesome conversation.
This has been wonderful. I've so appreciated your time. And no, if I've not touched on something and your listeners have questions, I would love for them to just reach out and call and
Yeah.
ask, because we will, like I said, pick up the phone and answer any questions. And the days are getting longer, so longer days mean that we're often there much later. And yes, we have set hours because Google requires it.
Yes.
But we are often there earlier or later. And like I said, we offer that flexibility. So come on by. We want to supply our community with the tools and equipment they need. And like I said, we're always adding equipment. Weekly, we're adding new things.
That's amazing.
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, thanks you so much for joining me. If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
Okay, so there's always Facebook Messenger, like the traditional people who just don't really want to talk to someone, but you know, they want to do that. And then calling anytime, 434-258-1345. That number is also on Google. It's 434-258-1345. And we'll just, if for some reason we're with a customer, leave a message and we'll call right back.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much again for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we'll have to do this again sometime.
Absolutely.
You're listening to Not Just Buildings, hosted by the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce and produced by Media Squatch. There are so many great people working together to make the Bedford area a great place to live, work, and do business, and we hope that by telling their stories, our listeners are able to become more connected to our community. After all, there are so many hidden gems, services, resources, and amazing opportunities just waiting to be seized right here in the area of Bedford, Virginia. If you like this interview, I have great news for you. New episodes come out every week, and we have lots of episodes for you to catch up on in the meantime. Episodes are available on Media Squatch Plus, our producer's local streaming app, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, our weekly newsletter, Facebook and website, and anywhere else you can find podcasts. If you want to learn more about us at the Chamber, we encourage you to check out our website, bedfordareachamber.com, or give us a call at 540-586-9401. Thanks so much for listening, and keep an ear out for the next episode of Not Just Buildings.